All right, we're live on YouTube.
What's going on, everyone? You already know, Sick Boy's back. Virtual today, not in Ben's basement, but we chilling. How y'all doing?
We're live on
I'm
Insta.
good. Oh yeah. Welcome in,
All right.
Instagram viewers.
I'm hyped.
Ryan, welcome
I'm hyped
back.
for the show.
Glad you're feeling better.
I missed you guys last week. You guys did a good show, though. I know it wasn't anything crazy, but Baseball Hall of Fame, something I feel like it's more interesting than any other Hall of Fame, in my opinion. So I'm glad that you guys
we didn't
touched on
put
that
it
last week.
on Spotify just because we did a lot of like looking at stats, and so some of that didn't necessarily translate. But it was fun to just talk about it and at least get some content out there and do a full podcast this week and a special episode 50 upcoming on Saturday.
Is 50 this Saturday?
50 is this Saturday. That's why it's in person, all three of us, and it's episode 50.
Our podcast is turning 50. Oh my gosh. Right in front of our eyes.
I wonder how podcast years work.
I think it's a 1 year per episode, so we're already at 50.
Oh my gosh.
It's 12 more years, our podcast is retiring, and then we'll just be on Social Security doing the podcast. It's great.
Dang. All right, well, we have a fun show for you guys tonight. We got some NFL playoffs. We didn't touch on it too much last week, so we'll talk about that. 76ers and Flyers updates. Maybe I'll touch on some Knicks stuff. And then we're going to get back to a nice random box score, something we haven't done in a little while. And, of course, you guys know we got to end it with the Immaculate Grids.
Wouldn't be a podcast without it.
No, of course not. So NFL playoffs, first off, Chase, tough one. I think all three of us were probably rooting for the Ravens. Just now the Chiefs have 4 of the last 5 years have been in the Super Bowl. So tough L, but how are you feeling?
Yeah, I definitely felt the weight of America's shoulders going into this game with all the support for the Ravens. So thank you to everyone that came out and wanted the Ravens to win. I really appreciate it. But yeah, this was going to be a tough game. I kind of had a bad feeling all week about it because it's the Chiefs and because they've been there so many times and they know what it means to get there. So really knowing that going into the game, you can't be surprised with how the game actually went. And I just have to say the Chiefs really played a great game against the Ravens. They saw what the Texans did really well in the first half of their game the week before and basically just implemented that all game. The Chiefs blitzed a lot and Lamar just couldn't figure out what to do with the ball. And I don't know who's to blame, but there's a lot of people probably responsible for just enough to make it seem like it's a big deal. But obviously this is definitely not what the Ravens have played like all year. And if he ends up winning the MVP, it's definitely going to be a little tarnished now that just based off the result of the game. But overall, the defense showed out. If you would have told me before last week that they would hold the Chiefs to 17 points, I'd be pretty confident that they could win the game, especially in the second half. I think Patrick Mahomes ran 40 plays and only had 100 yards. And I don't know if that's ever happened in his career, but they basically stopped him. But the things that killed them was just they weren't disciplined. If you give them 100 free penalty yards, you have to expect that they're going to do some damage with that. And even with that all considered, they really didn't have a lot of damage done to them, but just costly mistakes. And I feel like mistakes compound mistakes, and you just can't get away from that once it starts to happen. So hopefully next year they get a little tougher from this. They understand what it's like to be this far and to go against a team. And when you have Travis Kelce heckling you all game, I'm sure it just unnerved a lot of those guys. And it's not like the Ravens haven't been successful all year. They beat really good teams and did it on the road sometimes. So I kind of felt in a way if this was a road game for the Ravens, they probably would have done a little bit better. I think it's just so much pressure, and they've never gone deep in the playoffs with Lamar. It's been one and done. So I can't really blame them. To be honest, this loss didn't hurt as much as the Phillies one did. The Phillies one really kicked me in the balls for a while, and it's just because they should have beat the Diamondbacks. They had more than enough talent to do so, and they were right on the doorstep. And yeah, the Ravens were on the doorstep, and they had all the talent, and they had a lot of wins, but I just felt like something was off, and we could probably go back a couple episodes and find that when I said I couldn't see like what what it is about this team, but something didn't feel right. And unfortunately, it happens now. I think if they would have made it to the Super Bowl, they beat up whoever they play for sure. They've done it to both teams this year, so I was pretty confident in that fact. But the Chiefs were the big road test, and now they get to go on, like you said, 4-5. Patrick Mahomes just cementing his legacy at this point. He's a tremendous quarterback. And last week, just getting the ball out to Kelsey, Kelsey had like 10 catches or 12 catches, whatever he ended up with. But so many of those were in the first half, and they were at the line of scrimmage as a screen. So he needs like 1 yard to get 6 every single time. It's really frustrating for a defense. So I don't know. It's going to be a good matchup, though. It's not going to be a snoozer like the World Series was. I think a lot of people are still going to tune in for the 49ers and Chiefs. It's a rematch. Even though the Ravens got bounced, I'm still excited. I'm sure you guys are too. So even though it's not our respective teams, we all feel like we could have been in this game. But yeah.
Chase, I'm surprised you're not more pissed.
I mean, I am, and it sucks, but I guess it's more the fact that I didn't think that they were like really ready to be playoff tested. Like when you're tough in the regular season, that's great, but the Chiefs played like dog shit all year. They were so bad. They couldn't catch a ball to save their lives, and now it's back to the same old Chiefs, and it's like, okay, here's that thing again where the regular season doesn't matter, and it's just about getting into the playoffs. And, they're not the number 1 seed. I guess they're going to have to go on a road. And it's Patrick Mahomes. He doesn't care where he has to play, what he has to do. He knows that I have a great game plan. I have weapons around me. And I have Travis Kelce. And that's all he really needs. Yeah. And not for nothing, the Chiefs defense. Yeah, they were – which was stupid. They're like, why don't you think the Ravens are going to do well? It's like, I don't know. Have you not watched the NFL the last 5 years? Like, Patrick Mahomes is kind of a mofo. I'm just saying. Like, but they dominated possession, and their defense is ranked second across the board behind the Ravens. So it was the 1 and 2 defenses going at it. It really was a defensive game at the end of the day, and I love that. It sucked that it was happening to me on the other end, but it's a great team. They have a good defense, and this is another point I wanted to make. I talked a lot about the undersized linebacker. Both teams that made it have really good linebacker play. Fred Warner, top 5 linebacker in the league. Nick Bolton, Drew Tranquill, you can put them together. You have a pretty big-sized linebacker because they play together as one. So overall, and the Ravens, obviously, Roquan Smith, I don't have to toot my horn about that. The Lions were maybe a little bit, 4th out of the rank of those teams. But I still feel like the teams that lost this year, if they get a solid, legit, rip your head off, take your heart out kind of linebacker, it will make a difference going into next year. So just wanted to say, I was like, that might be a little underproven fact and whatever. Yeah, they both have really good quarterbacks and offenses, and that wins the games. But I feel like the defenses, though, mattered in both games. Like the 49ers could have easily let the Lions get way out ahead and further up than what they did, more than 17 points, and they didn't. And same thing with the Chiefs. I mean, so many times this year, the Ravens games just got out of hand. Look at last week against the Texans. They ran it up to 30 points. So both defenses just came out and punched those teams in the mouth when it mattered and didn't flinch, didn't get scared, didn't let the hype get to them. And now we're about to see.
Yeah.
I just want to say
Go ahead, man.
I just want to say I was just surprised with Kelsey, and a lot of teams aren't double covering him like I feel like they should. And I know at the end of the game, the Ravens kind of made them throw to Scantling, and what are you going to do about that? I mean, that just is. But it seems like there needs to be, like, Tony Gonzalez in his prime, he was like double cut, like some of those really top tight ends, they were like right at the line of scrimmage, just double cut, like 2 guys on him. And I think Kelsey at this point needs that treatment, make Mahomes throw to one of those other guys. And if they beat you, then so be it. Just kind of like what we talked about at the end of the Ravens game. They did the right thing, and he just happened to beat him, and you kind of have to live with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised too, but and the plays that he did really burn us on, it was a perfect pass and a perfect catch. Like, there were so many, the touchdown that Kelsey had, Hamilton was all over him. Like, I don't know much more he could have done. He didn't give up a touchdown all year to tight ends, and this was the first one, and I can't blame him, but so many times in that game I have flashes of just Kelsey on a 3rd and whatever, 6, just getting open somehow, even though there was people around him. It was just a perfect throw. But yeah, like I don't understand why they don't press more against teams like that, against Patrick Mahomes, like you're saying, against Kelsey. Like, just disrupt them at the line of scrimmage. Like, if they beat you behind you, so what? You at least went out, but why let them have time to do all this? And Kelsey was just getting screens to start the game. Like, that's more annoying than anything, but it's like they're not even challenging you down the field. Like, they're just saying, we'll get the ball out before you can sack us or throw an interception. And I guess that's a nod to your defense of how good it is, but like, get up there and just do something. Get bodies around there.
Yeah. I want to just take a moment to talk about this game because it felt like, I don't know about you guys, but the NFL script just felt real. I mean, it has to be some fault on the Ravens coaching staff. You go into the game, they're one of the best rushing teams in the league, if not the best. And I felt like Gus Edwards had no carries. They didn't use Dalvin Cook once, I don't think.
Nope.
In a defensive game, you're never out of it. It's always a 1-2 score game. Third quarter, even early fourth, they just was like Lamar drops back. I'm like, run some RPO schemes with Justice Hill was having a good game. And I thought Gus Edwards didn't even get the ball. Go ahead.
To your point, Ryan, so total carries for just the running backs were 6 all game. Yeah. 6 carries for the running backs. I know. Yep. Zay Flowers had 2 and Lamar had 8 carries. But Gus Edwards and Justin Hill combined for 6.
6 carries. See, like that there's got to be some fault. It just doesn't even make any sense. And then there has to be some fault for the Ravens and their preparation towards their rookies, younger players, their inexperienced players. And you can't just say every rookie is not ready for this. I thought the Ravens did not prepare Zay Flowers enough. And it was basically just magnified on the one drive where not only did he have the taunting penalty, which backed him up, but then going for the touchdown, he needs to realize that if he goes down at like the 2-yard line, they can still punch it in and not, I mean, he's a tiny dude reaching out with the Chiefs' great defense and just getting that punch. I mean, I thought it was a touchdown, 100%. I was like, I don't even know why they called it a fumble in the field. And then they show the replay, and I'm just like thinking, he's not thinking about it. He's just going big for the touchdown. But at the end of the day, he goes down at the 2. They punch it in with Gus Bus. That's the tutty. And between that and then the next drive was just Lamar being flustered. That was his one really bad play of the game, was the pick. But either of those, you get a field goal and it's one possession. I mean, I just don't know. I just think John Harbaugh, which I'm surprised, and just the coaching staff, either it was a great script by the NFL or the Ravens coaching staff really lost that game to Andy Reid and Spagnuolo and them. And this is just why I also hate the NFL sometimes, how they were just putting it on blast. Lamar versus Mahomes. Mahomes only had 3 playoff losses. Like all this, these two facing each other. First off, they don't play each other. They play the defenses. And second off, the defenses, it was, if you want to play it that way, it was, Chiefs defense versus the Ravens defense, how the game went. And I know Mahomes has only had 3 playoff losses, but I honestly think this just felt like a Brady Patriots game where it was all defense and tight end. And Mahomes is getting credit for, going to another Super Bowl, where I think a lot of other players on the Chiefs deserve credit. I mean, they said their top 2 corners on the Chiefs. And that Snead guy, he's young. He's either a first or second year player, right?
I think he's actually 4 years in and about to get an extension.
But the Eden, that's a whip. Both of those corners, I don't think, had 1 PI on them all season. So, I mean, there's just, I get it. Mahomes is back there and you need a QB to make the plays on the offensive side, but there needs to be a lot more credit than just Mahomes beat Lamar in that game.
Yeah, their defense led a lot of statistical categories, and it showed up on Sunday. But, yeah, like you said, they didn't run the ball, and that's been their identity. And I talked about this too over the weekend. Like, Harbaugh has gone against a superpower AFC team in deep divisional games. We had to go against Tom Brady, and yeah, he used to dink and dunk us and do almost the exact same thing as what Patrick Mahomes was do. But they eventually got to the point where they knew how to beat him, and they did beat him. And then to the point when they went to the Super Bowl year, they shut him out in the second half of that game. So really, I know they're capable of doing it. I know against the Chiefs, they're like 1-3 now, 1-2 before the game. And those 2 games they lost were a struggle. They just made bad decisions. Harbaugh would go for it when they could have just kicked a field goal, and it really came down to those decisions. And the game that they did win, they didn't press against them. They just let the game come to them and let them just dictate their will and put it to them. And they came in and right off the bat, the Chiefs drove down the field, took off a bunch of time. I think 2 or 3 drives later, Patrick Mahomes had a 9-minute drive. Like, they just were exhausting the defense and using our game plan against us. And the Ravens and Harbaugh, like, this the things that annoy me about him is, like, he doesn't, like, totally just try to flip it them back and put the pressure on them. And I'm not saying go for it on a 4th down and beat Dan Campbell, but, like, just go back to the fundamentals. Like, damn it. Like you said, Lamar can run the ball. Also, you have a running back. So you have 2 people that can run the ball. Also, one of them throws the ball. So I feel like he should be in a better position than what we currently are in. And he doesn't do it. And, like, that I don't understand with Harbaugh.
Yeah.
He pisses me off. I've been ready for him to be fired since 2017, legitimately. Every single offseason, even this offseason. If he just decided to retire tomorrow, I'd have a little party. I'd be great. You know what? Go ahead. Go.
I still don't hate him, but yeah.
He's a good coach, but it's like sometimes he just pisses me off. And it's like, I don't know how many more years I can just go with a playoff game where it's just bonehead decisions, not thinking things through, questionable game plans. And I get last year, you have to put an asterisk next to it. Huntley starts the game, fumbles at the 1, similar to Zay Flowers this year, and changes the whole game. So, and Flowers, too, like you said, diving for the end zone, I'm not hype about. He did have 2 hands on the ball, so I can't be pissed. At least he went in with actual technique, but still tough, and Snead punched it out. I mean, he's a pro. He knows what to do. He's going to get a ton of money this offseason, rightly so. Probably a Super Bowl ring attached to it, but yeah, it's on the stat sheet, Zay Flowers did a lot. I wish Odell got more work in this game. It's kind of, on the year, I'd have to give him a C+, which sucked. We gave him $15 million, and I thought it would be a bargain deal, and it was a hard-earned $15 million, I can probably say. And injuries didn't help, but if he doesn't end each game with 10 targets, I'm annoyed at that because he can still be a number 1 in this system. I'm not saying he's a number 1 on every team, but on the Ravens, he definitely could have been a number 1.
Yeah.
No.
Well, and going back to, I guess, you talked about Dan Campbell a little bit and some of those boneheaded decisions. Why don't we just quickly go over the other game, NFC?
The other game that pissed us all off on Sunday.
Yeah.
Wasted 6 hours of my life.
Oh my gosh. So yeah, Lions. I mean, I was rooting for the Lions. I didn't want to see the 49ers in there, and they just, man, no trust in that kicker at all. With Bagley or
Badgley, the money badger.
No trust.
I don't think he's that good. Not saying he shouldn't have kicked it more.
Yeah. Campbell, I mean, that's how he's played all year. I get it. But, I mean, the playoffs, you can't act like the playoffs aren't different. You can't act like the NFC Championship game is not a little different than a normal regular season game. You got to get some points sometimes.
And just know the feeling of the game. Like, they went for the 1 4th down. They were up, right, at that point, like 24 points in the 3rd quarter. Why? Like that. Yeah. Even if you don't trust them, punt and put them deep. Like, do something.
Yeah.
I don't understand that, but I guess that's been his MO, and he's not going to change now. I guess people would call him out if he didn't. So it seems like a lose-lose for him in either situation. But because if he makes those plays and they don't, but they would have been all right.
They were up 24-10 when they went for it the first time, which would have been, they were at the San Francisco 28. So it would have been a pretty makeable field goal.
Yeah. It's like a 45 yarder.
Yeah. And they were up 24-10 at that point.
To go up 3 scores.
And then that's where then the San Francisco scored a touchdown, and then immediately first play the next drive, that's where Gibbs fumbled it. And then the game was just basically changed after that.
Yeah. the crowd got back into it. And,
Yeah.
the 49ers, give them credit, 2 weeks in a row, they had to come back and make a game. So
Yeah.
I guess all those curb stompings all year did them a favor, unfortunately.
I feel
Yeah,
like
I gotta
there's
say that
also-
Lions team is like they have a three-headed monster at running back with Montgomery, Gibbs, and Williams. I mean, I know Williams is not even used much as a running back, but
No.
he could be. I mean, I know he's
But-
I guess technically a wide receiver,
But just the way that game started with Williams having that long run, I mean, 2 minutes into the game, they're up 7-0. I was like, wow, okay, Lions. And then
Yeah.
obviously the way it was shaking out in the first half, I was like, damn, this game is done.
yeah.
Like if they just keep their foot on the neck, and then, the 49ers just, I don't know, they don't give up. So, I respect the hell out of that. They could easily just took the punch in the mouth and never recovered, but I don't know. I didn't see anything that they were doing that was good. They just couldn't seem to get into a rhythm. Didn't seem like they had any a lot of miscommunications, and rallied back. Something the Ravens can get to their shit together.
Yeah. Yep. I think I know that there was some coaching faults like we talked about in the Ravens game with the Lions, but I think we have to put a big blame on the receivers and corners and just drops. I mean, just starting on the offensive side, one of the fourth downs, they went for it. One of the 2 times I know was, a catchable ball. I want to say that was Amon Ra. I can't remember the play exactly, but I just remember 3, 4, 5 plays Jared Goff's throwing to, they're not the perfectly best thrown balls. Goff had a couple ducks in there here and there, but catchable balls, right? And then just the flip side on the other side, on the defense, I know in the first half, Sutton had one that he easily should have picked. I mean, Purdy, I'm still convinced he's a fraud. And just the fact that in the second half too, I forget if it was Sutton again, the play that went off of his helmet and Ayuk catches it for the touchdown. I'm like, Purdy's getting credit with like a 50-yard teeter right here, and literally he should have thrown a pick.
Yeah.
And just, I mean, so that's a two drop picks, which I get it. They're cornerbacks. At least one of those should have been caught though. And then on the offensive side, there was like 3, 4, 5 plays at least. And I mean, in today's league, with how much the passing game plays a role in the outcomes, you have 3 drops on one side of the ball and 2 drops on the other side. I mean, that can kill you, and it did for the Lions.
Yeah. Josh Reynolds did not have a good day.
Yeah, he had a couple bad ones.
Mm.
I was trying to replay it in my head. I just kept seeing, the blue gloves and just nothing coming up with it. And it's just, that's killer, because I think that they outplayed the Niners. I mean,
yeah,
Debo's shaken up. He's obviously not 100%. Kittle wasn't utilized until the fourth quarter, I think, when at that point, everyone else was locked up. Ayuk had the 1 touchdown, which he shouldn't have had. And I think the Lions more or less lost that game. And that just, it sucks because it's the Niners, Chiefs. And in 2019, Brady's still around. The Niners were just running the ball all day, every day. It wasn't even a bad one. But this one, I'm just like not excited for it all now.
Who are you rooting for?
The Chiefs. And the Chiefs, because I don't want Brock Purdy to get a ring. I think he's a fraud. I don't want him to be validated any bit. And at this point, Mahomes is annoying. But Ben, you made a great point when we were watching the games over the weekend. He's still not as hateable as Brady. The team's not as hateable as the Patriots, and he's already won before. And if anything, I'll circle back. I'll let you guys choose who you want to pick first.
I'm going Chiefs. The rain and all that is. I just don't think Mahomes is as hateable as Brady. Probably also because the Brady's was in the division as the same as the Jets, but I also don't think Reed. I like Reed, and Belichick is not as easy of a guy to like, just without any charisma. So Definitely going Chiefs. I agree with you, Ryan. I still think Purdy's a fraud. I still think he's a game manager, no matter how much they want to make fun of it. But I'm not excited about it, but I'm going Chiefs.
Yeah, I agree. I think if I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna lose to the champion. So I need Kansas City to win to validate my loss. But yeah, I also just don't want the 49ers to win. Like I said, I agree with you guys. I think Purdy is a system fraud. I think he's just benefiting from a lot of talent, mostly Christian McCaffrey with him. But maybe it's a little Philadelphia in me too. I just want to see them because of how hard they bitched last offseason. I just don't want them to have that glory of taking it back out on something that was really out of their control. But yeah, they suck. I'm glad the Ravens beat them up and did it in such a violent fashion. So
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, Kyle. No, go ahead.
Well, you got it.
Kyle Shanahan, by the way, I also think he's overrated. He's like this mastermind, right? If you ever watch him coach, he's never even paying attention when the defense has the ball. Like if a penalty happens or something, he has to have the ref tell him again because he's just on the iPad looking at his offensive plays. And when you have Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, and Christian McCaffrey, yeah, you can basically call whatever you want. And Deebo goes out limping one play, and they're like, oh, he can't call so many percentage of his plays now because he needs Deebo to get it instead of Jawan Jennings. And I'm like, bro, you have 4 future Hall of Famers potentially on this roster with Brock Purdy, who's something special according to him and his guys. I don't know. He's got a job because his dad was so great for all those years and nothing special there.
This might be a hot take, but what I was going to say is, and you can even look at stats, I think Brock Purdy is the next Mark Sanchez. Because
oh my god.
Because Mark Sanchez, his first was it his first 2 years? Now I don't remember. Yeah. I think it's the first 2 years.
First 2.
He got to the AFC Championship game both times. And the second year, and everyone was hyping him up, he in the wild card round, he beat Peyton Manning and the Colts. The divisional round, he beat Tom Brady and the Patriots. And then he lost to Big Ben and the Steelers. But like he was like that same guy, and he had a pretty, like, the Jets team was really good overall. They had a great offensive line. They had like
really good defense.
They had a really good defense. And then like I think Thomas Jones were running back one year, and he had like 1,400 yards that year. And then they had an older LaDainian Tomlinson, but was still an effective rusher. But I just think he's the same as Mark Sanchez, where Mark Sanchez had a really good team around him. He was good in that situation. And then as soon as the Jets kind of started losing some guys started getting old. I mean, then like it started just crumbling around. So that's my prediction. He's just going to basically turn into Mark Sanchez.
I love it. I love it.
I can see it.
And
I know
Mark Sanchez, he's the last quarterback that brought the Jets some success. So as a Jets fan, I don't hate Mark Sanchez. And 49ers fans, they might feel the same way. They might not hate Purdy in the long run. He just might not be the guy.
If Purdy butt fumbles in the Super Bowl, I'm going to explode.
What are the odds on that?
I have no idea, but if that actually happens, I'm going to explode.
I love it.
Like Mark Sanchez style too, where he like fucks himself up in the process.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Oh
brutal.
Gosh. No, but I know we're probably going to talk about it over the next 2 shows at least, and depending on what happens in the Super Bowl. But correct me if I'm wrong, Mahomes has two rings currently, right? He has 2 Super Bowl wins so far. Okay, yeah. Okay. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. And this is my take. And I want to hear what you guys say, because obviously Brady won 7 rings, and say what you want. I mean, I'm not a true Brady lover. I don't like GOAT conversations, but a lot of people say he's the GOAT, and then he could do it with or without Bill Belichick and a lot of those teams. But just hear me out. Mahomes isn't going to win more than 7 rings, okay? Just like LeBron James is not going to win more rings than Michael Jordan. Tom Brady I can compare to Michael Jordan. A lot of people think he's the GOAT. Can we get to the point here with Mahomes where people start saying that he's the GOAT, even if he doesn't get to, 7 championships won like Tom Brady? Is this too early to have this conversation?
No, I think it's fair. I think the biggest thing people forget with Brady is he went from, I think it was like 2004 to 2014 with no Super Bowl rings. He went a full 10 seasons without a Super Bowl ring. And then obviously had a couple on the back end, but I don't know. It's weird that Brady is considered the GOAT just because of that. It's like one of those longevity things. And
yeah, which LeBron gets a lot of boost because of longevity, but that's not the reason people think he's the GOAT. He had that 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't think it's a crazy take. I don't think it's crazy.
I think the thing about Brady that I respect more and more now that he's out of the game was how he just elevated all the garbage receivers around him into legitimate receivers. Like he really, I don't know. Well, he has that record for most touchdowns thrown to like one single player, like because he threw to so many different people over his career. But like the year he had Randy Moss, he threw like 50 touchdowns. Anytime he had legitimate weapons, like a real, and I guess you can throw in Welker, Edelman, Gronk, those type guys. But
yeah,
I don't know. There's so much more that like even when he didn't have great receivers, he still made them really competitive.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I kind of see that with Mahomes now. Like, just how many? I really like. I haven't seen this, but I don't know how many drop balls he had, but it must have been an NFL record this year. Because anytime I watched the Chiefs game, there was at least like 10 drops. Had to have been.
Yeah.
On average, and like that's not even his fault. He literally hit people in the hands so many times this year, and it didn't count. So like, I don't know. I think he's already been to 4 out of 5 Super Bowls. Has a couple rings already. He's got some MVPs. Like I think he's already in like the Hall of Fame based off just what he did alone. Like if he wins and retires, it's almost like Habib. It's like, well, I don't know what else more you wanted to do other than just keep doing the same thing. Like you're champ, you're gonna be champ. If you come back, you're good chance you're gonna still be the champ. Like.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and no one's gonna play. I mean, it's possible, but no one's gonna play as many. Brady played what 20 plus years and 7 championships, 22 and 7 championships. I mean, those are like untouchable records, but it doesn't mean that someone else isn't better. I mean, it's obvious that quarterback play pre-Brady. I mean,
people used to say that about Rodgers.
Yeah, true. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah, Rodgers is like, I don't know.
I don't think that.
I know, but you're right. You're right.
We're talking about that, but the other thing, I think it's really elevated Brady's status, especially this year with Belichick really struggling with the Patriots team. And you got like with Mahomes and Reed, like Reed has proven to be a very successful coach without Mahomes. So you have that factor in there that Reed was already a successful coach. And now you have this really successful quarterback. But Brady, you can almost make an argument that he is the one that elevated Reed or elevated Belichick, whereas Reed elevated Mahomes.
Yeah, good point. And I know that the playoff talk will always be a big thing too, how Mahomes lost to Brady twice in the playoffs, but everyone remembers the 2018 AFC Championship game with the Chris Jones roughing the passer call.
Yeah, we were watching that.
Oh yeah, when he taps his helmet and they threw the flag. I mean, I've seen worse today. Like we're like 6 years down the road now. I'm seeing worse not called, and I'm just the Brady factor. I mean, there's partly a reason why he never got hurt is because they didn't let him touch him, and I know that was one game, but I still don't think the QB versus QB should be a factor. It's a conversation that's probably going to come. I mean, Mahomes won this one. He wins like one more. I don't know. It's Peyton Manning only won 2. Aaron Rodgers, I mean, right now only has won 1 or 2, and
Just one.
Just one. Yeah, somehow only one. And so, like, these great all-time greats, and Mahomes is working on number 3. So it's going to happen. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, he has too many stats and MVPs. Like, dude, you have more than the next round of quarterbacks are ever going to accomplish.
Yeah.
You know.
That was some great football talk, and I'm
that
just
was
gonna
really good.
Yeah, I could probably still go another 20 minutes on the Ravens, but I'm gonna bore people with it.
No, it's okay. We can definitely talk more about the Super Bowl and even more football this Saturday, especially since we're recording again. But we'll move on quick here. Next topic, we got some 76ers and Flyers updates, and I'll just throw in a Knick thing or two. But let's start off with some basketball quick. So I'll just get into Knicks, and you guys can talk Sixers. But Knicks had the trade. We already talked about that. Since then, they have just been rolling. Sorry, my dog there. They got 7 wins in a row. They're 30-17, and they've just been really cruising. I was pretty critical of the trade when it happened, but Brunson has legitimately, and I don't think it's necessarily because of the trade they're just doing well, but Brunson has turned into a legitimate superstar, and it's kind of cool to see because I feel like I've always thought about Randall. He's not. I don't think he is a superstar, but I feel like Brunson just actually can be a superstar. He's playing really well, and it's cool to see a guy at his age kind of develop into that guy for them. So I'm happy where they're at. I think they're like the 5th, 6th seed right now.
They're 4th.
Seed. Other 4th now. So yeah, I think it's been good. I like the rotation they got going on. He's playing some of the young guys now a little bit more, like Miles McBride and guys I wanted to see last year even. So I do like that. And he's getting some more depth out of his guys, more like I guess it's easy when they're winning the way they are, but I like to see that. So hopefully it continues, and I like the team this year. So
when did they get Brunson? Was that middle of last year, or was that in the offseason?
Right, I'm as a free agent before that. So this is the 2nd year on the Knicks.
So the 2nd year. I mean, I'm still a believer and it takes time. And like a month and a half, it was probably like 2 months ago now, that night where the Knicks beat the Sixers in prime time. It's like a Friday night. I remember watching that game and being pissed off. But I remember Brunson just saying how like all they can really do right now, it was kind of like the Kings take from last year, is just try to stack up wins. You know, they just got to stack up wins. They got to stack up wins. And they've been having trouble. But yeah, they've won 7 in a row. They're 4th place in the Eastern Conference. And I mean, we're at the point now where the last couple of years you were happy to see him in a first-round matchup, like a competitive first-round matchup. Now we're talking like home court, and they win a series at least. Because I mean, anything's possible in the second round. The Sixers have had buku teams not make it through. So, I mean, I don't. Do you think they would do anything else before the deadline? I know that the deadline's coming up February 8th, I believe.
Yeah, I don't know. There was talks of trying to. I saw some talks about the Knicks trying to maybe get like someone like Brogdon as like a potential piece.
He's chilling with Trailblazers, not doing nothing.
Right. So I don't know. I think it wouldn't hurt. Randall has a shoulder issue it's not serious, but we'll see how like much it hampers him throughout the rest of the year. And I don't want Brunson to be like gassed playing, you know, every single game, just like being the load for the offense every night. Like it'd be nice to, you know, have someone else step up and do some of that. So I think they could make one more piece, but we'll see. Someone like Brogdon, or maybe, yeah, I'm trying to think of someone else, but someone like that.
Nice. Do you think this is just like a general question, but I was thinking about today. Do you think the Grizzlies are going to blow up any parts of their team, or do you think they just continue to lose, get a nice draft pick, and bring it back next year?
I think with Moran.
Yeah, go ahead, Ben.
I just think with Moran, I think they're going to run it back again.
Yeah, I mean, they were a really good team last year, and they brought in Marcus Smart. I don't know if that how much that helps or hurts, but they basically brought in Marcus Smart and got rid of Dylan Brooks. So besides all the injuries and the Morant issues, essentially their roster should have been better, if not at least the same, which they were a solid playoff team the last year, 2 years. Now, my NBA recent history is always horrible for some reason. But I think they run it back. I mean, Morant's out for the season now. You have every excuse in the world to not feel pressure to blow anything up. I mean, I feel like that's just what the Memphis Grizzlies teams do. They had Gasol, Randolph, and Mike Conley for like 7 straight years, and they just kept running it back because they've never been like relevant. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's a problem to run it back. I think teams get blow up happy. And
I guess it's more, they would be like a retool for them than a rebuild. Like they would, if they could swap somebody out for somebody they like a little bit better, or, you know, because also, I mean, if you're going to lose this year, you might as well just get a nice pick in the process, you know? So if there is somebody where you can open up a little bit of space, or I'm just saying for buying purposes for both the Knicks and the Sixers, like if they came knocking on somebody on their team, like, I would definitely be interested if the Sixers were able to swing somebody, you know, off their team, you know, just like looking around the landscape of teams that are not doing as hot that maybe would sell off a piece or two. It's like, I would definitely look at Memphis and
I saw the Warriors.
Yeah, the Warriors too. That would be another team. You know, they could probably be more inclined to totally blow it up versus retool, but just because they're kind of at the tipping point of, okay, you have your core, but how much longer can you hold on to these guys at the price that they're, you know, that they're at?
Yeah. I mean, the Grizzlies, just quickly looking at their depth chart, Jaren Jackson Jr., he's a lock to stay. Obviously, Morant's a lock to stay. They're going to keep Marcus Smart. Probably Xavier Tillman. He's been there a couple of years. I feel like he's a solid role player to the team. But after that, like a Luke Kennard, Derrick Rose is out right now. I don't know the extent of his injury, but there's a couple of guys there that easily could be. I feel like a Luke Kennard would be a role player on, you know, a contending team, and he's a starter on the Grizzlies right now. So,
the Celtics will definitely be picking him up.
They also have Scottie Pippen Jr. on their roster. I don't know what's going on with that. I forgot about that, but I just noticed that.
Interesting.
All right, well, Embiid. So I know we haven't talked, I guess, since he had the monster game. You guys can talk about some of that, or just the Sixers in general. But the other thing I did see was that now, you know, we talked about it earlier in the year as far as what they did as far as the count of awards, and now Embiid's at 5 games. He can only miss for the rest of the year to be eligible for MVP. So this whole thing kind of coming into play earlier than people thought, I think.
Yeah. You want to go first, Chase?
Oh, yeah. It's definitely, you know, I guess sucks that he only has that little bit of time left, but somehow he's going to get swindled out of it for Jokic anyway, so we might as well just get it out of the way. And that way we can just, the NBA can nut all over Jokic for the rest of the year. Just, you know. But like I said, I've always rather been a finals MVP guy versus regular season MVP guy. So Jokic can definitely have regular season MVP as long as he knows we're going to take him down in the playoffs and get that finals MVP.
Who got finals MVP? Did Jokic get it last year? Did he get the finals MVP?
I think so.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah.
So
he got the last laugh on his little chariot riding out of the stadium behind his 2 ponies.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing is it's kind of Embiid's missed a lot of time over the years. Everyone knows that. I mean, he's a center in the league. It's going to happen. But at least the good part about this year is it's been nothing serious. It's not like one injury has blasted him out 2 months. Yeah, he has a bunch of little nagging stuff, but it's almost could be a blessing in disguise. Kind of, I mean, it was like kind of Aaron Jones with the Packers, right, where he missed a bunch of games, and then it was almost like he was fresh for the playoff run. I mean, he's played 33 games this year. The fact of the matter is he's averaging 36, 11 and a half, and almost 2 blocks a game. And that's to your point, Ben. He's on his way to back-to-back MVPs, and obviously it could be one of the most controversial things ever. I mean, if he ends up playing, realistically, he can only miss 5 games, so he's on pace for 70 right now. Let's say he plays, because I get it, if you play like 40, 45, maybe 50 games, but if he plays 55 to 60 games and has this stat line, and it's going to be controversial and it'll be everywhere because, I mean, I don't know, it'll probably just make people hate Adam Silver and their higher up decisions. But I think he's on pace for MVP. I don't think he's going to get it because of the games, but I'm like Chase. I'm okay with it. I think I'd rather him be fresher for 7-game series that you have to win a title. So,
yeah. And shout out just quickly to everyone on Instagram who's been watching and joined and commented. Nitty Gritty Sports Talk, see with the fire emoji, appreciate it. And just quick shout out to everyone watching. We do appreciate it. So
yeah, I don't have any comments, anything on YouTube or the gram, anything take wise that we missed.
Nope. I think Lindsay said she appreciated all the 49ers takes. So we appreciate you watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but we can circle back to the Sixers. I mean, the bigger concern with Embiid missing time right now is, I'm trying to pull it up real quick, just the standings, because they're still third in the East, but the bigger concern of him missing time is they need him to win games. The last 5 to 7 games between Tobias Harris, Maxey, and Embiid, all 3 of them have not been on the court together, which has shown they've lost 3 in a row. They're still 6-4 in their last 10, but they had a little bit of a cold stretch earlier in the year when Embiid missed 4 or 5 games in a row. Now you're seeing it again. I don't know for sure if he's playing tonight or not. I knew it was going to be a game time decision. I know Maxey's not, though. But they're still third in the East, right? So if they can just hang in there, I know the Knicks are coming up hot. If they can just hang in there and not do anything crazy, I'm really interested to see, because I don't think they can do anything crazy at the deadline to boost them past the second round. I think the team they have now has every much of a shot to win versus what they do, and I'd rather them just run with this team. I mean, Rocco was supposed to be a solid role player for us this year, and he's really been hurt. I mean, we've gotten the Embiid injury bug plenty of times, but the whole Sixers team as an injury bug this year has, really hurt us. I mean, Tobias Harris and Maxey never miss games, so it's obvious she's showing in a negative way. I'm still pumped where we're at. I'm okay with Embiid missing more than the 17 games or whatever you can miss and getting snubbed. He got his MVP, so I'm excited. I'm a little nervous the next 2 weeks though, so we'll have to check in, and we can probably do that Saturday too. I'm sure plenty of moves have happened since.
Yeah, and does anyone know what's Zach LaVine's injury? Is he going to be back soon, or is he like done for the year? Just thinking of potential trade candidates, but I know he's out on this.
Oh yeah, I don't know actually what his injury is.
Because if he's someone who can come back before the trade deadline, he's someone who could definitely be sought after.
Yeah, I mean, he's been out since January 18th with an ankle injury, and it just says he'll miss at least another week. So it's nothing. It doesn't seem long term. It's not like
so that could
situation.
Yeah.
So
I feel like Chase has wanted that LaVine for like 4 years now.
Well, it just like kind of made sense, but now I don't even want him now. I kind of wanted him like 2 months ago, but now I'm just like I'm kind of with you, Ryan. I was like, I'd rather just add like a Seth Curry type or somebody who can just be a shooter, just somebody to like take some minutes. Like I'm not so concerned about a star anymore. Maybe it's the fact that Doc got hired back in the East. I know we're gonna play him in some round to beat him in a Game 7, so I'm not even that scared anymore. But yeah, I don't think they need to blow their wad on somebody like I don't know what Zach LaVine's going to cost. It kind of seems like they're just stashing him until the deadline so he can't get hurt. Like, even if he was just a little banged up, it would make sense for them to hold him out until then, or at least close till then. You kind of know what you're going to get with Zach LaVine at this point. It's not like he's a 2-year player or anything. But,
Yeah.
I mean, he's definitely still explosive. I'm sure he would add a new, element to a team. But I don't know. I think with the Sixers, you've let these guys gel for most of the year. I think they can be competitive with pretty much anyone in the East. And, I'll take my chances with teams from the West.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, their offense is maxing in and be pick and roll with like some Tobias post ups here and there. They don't really need the offense. So, I mean, just looking at their bench players, and I completely forgot about DeAnthony Melton, who's been out.
Yeah.
Like, it seems like 2 months now. I know it's not that long, but that's been a big blow. I mean, you think about coming off the bench, Paul Reed, energy, Pat Beverly, defense, Kelly Oubre, points. Like, it seems like they have most of the pieces. I know everyone's maybe just not good enough, but I don't think Morey's he's not in a position where he can do anything crazy. So, and I think for once he won't, and I'm okay with it. Yeah. But I'm always okay with not making moves mid-season. It's just me. I'm kind of more old school with that. But
yeah, no, I agree. And if he wants to put Covington out in the trash, I don't hate the decision. I totally understand it. But, I think he can make a few moves, just more role player, bench type guys who can just be solid in the playoffs. And to be honest, I don't really know what to expect with Nick Nurse. I mean, the regular season is what it is, but once we get into the playoffs, I feel like every coach kind of tightens things up and changes even their own plans a little bit from what they were doing in the regular season. So I guess part of it is ignorance, and I don't really know what to expect with Nick Nurse. I know everyone says he's a defensive-minded coach, so maybe it goes haywire, but I think he's done a good job this year of at least blending a lot of guys together more than Doc used to. It seemed like he had his set groups, and those were the groups that were going to play, and there wasn't mixing of groups. And so at least Nick Nurse, I feel like he's playing for the inevitability of an injury, and he can just slide pieces around and still make it work, which I like. I'm in love with that, considering the negligence we've had with roster building and making it work.
Yeah.
Yeah. And shout out to Julia for the comment, just appreciating the content. So we appreciate you watching and listening as well.
Yeah. Shout out Julia, Lindsay. Who was the other person who reached out?
We had Nitty Gritty Sports Talk who commented with a fire emoji.
Oh, so thank you for reaching out. Yeah, appreciate everyone always listening to our. We might not have the hottest takes, but they're takes, and people listen to takes. So, I'm just gonna have to keep spitting them out there.
Hey, Jordan Love.
No Packer hating this week. That's all I'm going to say.
No, I'll pump up Jordan Love for 5 minutes if it gives us some heat. He's going to get money, so get ready, Packers fans. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, no, we got him. But all right, do you want to touch Flyers, or you want to talk some Sixers again, and then we'll get into Flyers? Ryan, did you have something?
I was just going to quickly go over the NBA All-Stars since they were announced. I don't know if you guys want to. There's nothing crazy there, but in the West, you have Kevin Durant, LeBron James. Both have been Western All-Star starters for 800 years. Jokic is in the middle, and then their backcourts. And then their backcourts, Luka Doncic and SGA filing in there, which I feel like that's a sleeper on a sleeper team, and they're playing well. And I don't know, nothing crazy there. I mean, people can always talk about snubs. The coaches now strictly, so there's each team gets 7 reserves, and it's all based on NBA coaches, I think. So no one really gets snubbed anymore. I mean, to me, an all-star is an all-star, and just like, I don't know, the NFL with the Pro Bowl, anyone and everyone can get in there. So no one's going to get snubbed, especially out of the West. The biggest thing out of the West was there's no Curry. I mean, I feel like the Warriors are always all over there. I feel like they've had 3 some years with Curry, Clay, and KD, and nothing there. That was like the biggest surprise. I'm sure Curry will get on as reserve. And then over on the East side, it's Giannis, Embiid, and Tatum is their front court, and then Tyrese Halliburton and Dame in the back court. So the Bucks get 2 starters. Craziest thing for me is that Dame's never been an all-star starter. So some people were kind of salty about it, felt there was other people more deserving. I, for one, feels Dame has every right to be an all-star starter, at least once in his career. I mean, you think about the West all those years, it was Curry, and then you basically take your pick between James Harden and Russell Westbrook at the other spot. So I'm happy for Dame. The other interesting thing is with the Eastern starters is only Giannis has a ring. So it's a lot of, I mean, you know, Dame came over, Tyrese Halliburton's kind of younger, Embiid's Embiid, and Tatum is a choke artist, just because I can say that because it's our show. So
Yeah.
Only Giannis with the 1 ring, so a lot less championship caliber on the team. Not that I'm going to watch the All-Star game or root for anyone, but overall, I thought the 10 starters they named, I'm excited to see if Maxey is a reserve. I think he will be, as he should, but
It should be.
I mean, you think 12 All-Stars per conference, that's almost 1 a team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Pistons.
The only reason I was salty a little bit with Dame is because I thought Brunson was more deserving.
Okay.
And I thought
that was a big one. A lot of people thought Brunson over Dame. So,
and as a Knicks fan, I mean, I'd love to have an all-star starter. Again, I'm not probably going to watch it either. But I just thought just the way he's played and how successful he's been as the lead of that team, he was deserving of that. But if it was anyone else, I would have been fine with Dame. It's just only because of Brunson.
Yeah. Is Halliburton having this crazy of a season, by the way? I don't watch much Pacers. I mean, they beat the Sixers.
He's having a really good year.
So
he's playing really well.
His shot's just so ugly.
It is. It reminds me of like the Lonzo's terrible shot.
I kind of like Lonzo's though. I don't like LaMelo's. Lonzo is just enough. Just enough of a little shimmy pop.
They're both bad. But
yeah, they are.
Chase, you want to touch on some Flyers, and then we can either go quickly for some box score or just go right into our immaculate grid.
All right, yeah, we can touch on the Flyers real quick. So I think the last time we touched on the Flyers was when they dealt Cutter Gauthier, that traitor, sent him out to Anaheim to live out a long, slow hockey death in a terrible town. So hope he enjoys that. But yeah, we got back Jamie Drysdale. Like we said, he's a unicorn right shot defenseman. It gives the Flyers a lot of surplus on defense. So you'd have to expect at the deadline they're going to be more active than they have been. And especially now, there's been news that Carter Hart got pulled out of the starting lineup and gave indefinite leave of absence. And today he was charged in a case from 2018 at the World Hockey Junior Championships where there was alleged sexual misconduct, and 4 players were a part of that, including Carter Hart. So tough blow to the Flyers, especially after the Cutter Gauthier incident. And now you're losing your top goalie for the foreseeable future. And obviously there's a lot of details to come about from this case. And who knows what the real story is. And hopefully it's not what it seems right now for everyone involved. But so tough move. The Flyers, although in the offseason we talked about they had really good options at goalie. So in steps Samuel Ersson, who's been tremendous this season as a backup to Carter Hart. Statistically, almost even a little bit better than him. He's definitely shown, and especially in shootout situations, he's got ice in his veins. Really doesn't seem to get carried away with too much. And they're going to need that to rely on him to go through the rest of the year if Carter Hart's out. So good news for the Flyers is that they had goaltending depth, first time ever since I can imagine in my lifetime that they've had not 1 but 2 good goalies who can be legitimate. So he's going to step in. Their last 5 games, they dropped. 2 of those were against top teams in their division, the Bruins and the Lightning. So can't take too much out of that, but definitely skidding here. They were a hot team. They were getting a lot of shootout wins, just getting those points where they needed them. They're still third in the Metro, so overall hanging in there, and obviously moves are going to be made to even out the team right now. They're definitely a little bit imbalanced, and there's obviously probably a little bit of stuff going on in the locker room just with all the things going around. But overall, I still feel like the Flyers have put together a more than acceptable season so far. Owen Tippett's been a really good bright spot, had a tremendous goal, which we should definitely show at some point, where made some highlights. I'm pretty sure he was even the top play of the night on their countdown.
He just got an extension too, right?
Yeah, and signed an extension in the last few days, so he's locked up. And I got to give it to him. When Claude Giroux wanted out and he picked the Florida Panthers, I hated him because I was just confused as to why he would pick a team with not a lot to give us in return if we're letting you pick the team. So anyways, he picked Florida, didn't even re-sign there, so he left. And then he gave us Owen Tippett, and a first-round pick, nothing to sneeze at. But at the time, he was a younger player, maybe not as, it was hard to really judge what he could be. It's more just a buy low and see what can happen. And since he's been here, he's been nothing but great and definitely improving with each season and each game. You can definitely tell. But for the Flyers as a whole, you got to say that they definitely took a step forward under John Tortorella. He's a really good coach. He's been coaching the young guys hard. And just on the season, guys who you need to take a step forward have Konechny's been up there and their points. Joel Farabee, a guy who you needed to take a step forward, and he did. Sean Couturier was out for a year and a half, basically, came back and still leading the team in a lot of points. Owen Tippett, like we mentioned, has been good. Morgan Frost, another guy who was younger, really not sure. He built on a really good second half, and he's been able to show up in games this year. And on defense, they've really just been able to build on the fact they traded Provorov over the summer. They got back picks, and they left a hole, and they needed Cam York and guys like Sanheim and Sean Walker to step up, and they have. And that's a really good news for the Flyers overall. And Igor Zamula, a guy who was just kind of like a roster bubble guy, has been pretty decent so far. Just a good skater. Offensively has been able to do a lot. So, on the year, I feel like the Flyers have been doing better, but there's definitely some uncertainty with them now. And to see if Urson can hold down being a number one goalie is going to be a test. But, I think he has the chops to do it. They called up Cam Atkinson. He hasn't been – or not Cam Atkinson. Cal Peterson, and he's been awful with LA, and they just took him because of salary reasons. But he's going to be the guy backing up Urson, and we'll see.
That's crazy. I didn't realize Carter Hart was involved, and I also don't understand how 4 people can be involved in a scandal like that. I didn't read into it yet, but that's just a huge blow, and I don't know, Carter Hart, I feel like, is a class guy, like a guy that you want to be, kind of representing your organization. That's still a thought. So I don't know what will all come from it, but hoping for not the worst. But if it is, I'm not going to back him on it. So
yeah, it's tough. I never really saw him as that type of person. I've never heard anything that would say the otherwise either. And even since the story broke, it's not like stuff has come out about him that I've seen since then. So, it was like the Wander Franco thing. It was like the initial news happened and then things started coming out. Like, unless they're just keeping it really tightly sealed, I haven't been able to see anything that would say otherwise with Carter Hart. But yeah, it's definitely discouraging, a blow in the middle of the season, especially, getting closer to the trade deadline. You're really starting to see what we have. And now twice you've had to reshuffle the roster and kind of get an idea of what the future could be without these guys. So tough blow, especially at a position like goalie. It's tough to lose a guy. I think in other places it's a little bit easier to replace, but goalie is just such a hard spot. And the Flyers have just sucked so bad at just trying to find anyone who could stop a puck. And they finally got 2 out of nowhere. Unbelievable. And now we're back to 1. So tough.
That is tough. Appreciate the Flyers take, Chase.
It's like when they had that Chase. What about the duo, Brian Boucher and Sergei Bobrovsky? You like that duo?
I liked it. The Flyers didn't like Bobrovsky, and they traded him.
That's probably the last time they had a duo. So
yeah, that was definitely the last time they had guys who could be like legitimate with each other. But yeah, and in hockey, there's really not a whole lot of single goalie teams. Like, there's not a whole lot that just ride one guy and get a backup here and there. Like, I think it is kind of more two-guy show, one getting a little bit more than the other. But yeah, when you have somebody like Carter Hart, obviously you want him to be that guy who can go out and just put the work in and be a Carey Hart type guy, goalie. But it's tough. It's a really tough position, and yeah, it's a tough blow to the Flyers. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. But yeah, tough blow. And that's the hockey chat, and we'll never talk about it again.
No, I like it.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I like it too.
Yeah,
because I don't follow it enough. So I mean, even if it is Flyers, it's good to get some takes on it.
Yeah,
so I think
for the some Islanders takes.
Yeah, I don't have any Islanders takes. Another coach got fired. That's all I got.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about it. So,
well,
why don't we go right into the immaculate grid here? And
Ben, I got the YouTube chat up if you want to monitor Instagram.
Okay. Yep, I got the Instagram chat. So let me.
I don't know what the delay is like today, but we got to make sure we give some folks some time because.
Sure.
Well, I know I'm just going to be struggling because I've been taking L's the last few weeks trying to do these grids.
All right, let's see. Can everyone see this for now? And then I can zoom in a little bit as we get into the grid.
Yeah.
See how. All right.
I like it because I need to see Chase's reaction when we see some of these pictures.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone ready?
Yeah.
Jeffrey. All right. Here.
Oh, it's Ricky Battaligo.
Again?
Yeah.
Do you guys see it now?
Right.
Oh, boy. All right.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Money.
Oh, yeah. Now
Here we go.
All right,
so,
Texas, Cleveland, Sensu Chu.
Nope.
Can you use them with the Royals before you burn it? Can you use them with the Royals?
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
I think the Royals, Rangers, you can do Greg Holland.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say Greg Holland. Good one.
Oh.
Rangers is Braves. Colby Allard. He's probably a 0%.
That's a good
Dang,
one, Chase.
what the heck? The Rangers with the quick pull, guys.
That's a good one, Chase.
Okay, 1%. Wow. I don't think I wasn't expecting the Rangers to go that well.
So 30 stolen base season with who?
Nothing. It's just Greg Holland's picture. We can move on from it.
Yeah, it looks funny. 30 stolen base season. Lorenzo Cain, did he have 30 stolen bases?
Oh, I think so.
It
seems like he would be out there. Nope.
Oh, okay. I really thought he was okay. Well, now
what about Kenny Lofton for Cleveland?
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
nice Chase.
Oh my gosh, 47%.
Casey, 30 stolen bases. Did Adalberto Mondesi ever get 30 stolen bases?
I know you want me to try it.
Might as well.
I'm kind of bricking on Royals players at the moment.
I said Chase.
Oh, Chase, what a hit.
That's hilarious. He's in the Boston Caps, and I'm pretty sure he's tore his ACL and never played for Boston.
Classic.
And now he's a free agent again.
Did Sal Perez ever have a 100 RBI season for the Royals?
I would say yes.
I would say yes, too. I'm going to go for it.
Old Sally Perez. Old Mustang Sally Perez.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Look at that tag behind the plate.
Oh, yeah. He just looks like someone's to beat you over the head with a baseball bat.
Ben, do you still hate those 2015 Royals?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's a tough subject.
I mean, 100 RBI, I guess you can go Chipper Jones is always an option.
Yeah. Chipper, Matt Olson.
Yeah,
Freddie
Matt Olson
Freeman.
too.
Chipper won't be that much because I think a lot of people are going to go modern day.
Yeah.
Freddie Freeman might be the least just because people aren't thinking about him. But
And because of the way Matt Olson played last year, I feel like he's on their mind.
That's
30
true.
stolen bases for the Atlanta. I feel like there's a lot of options there.
did Andrew Jones?
Wait, didn't we try Andrew Jones for 30 stolen bases one time with the White Sox?
With the White Sox? I don't know.
I forget. I thought we tried Andrew Jones for 30 stolen bases.
Oh, we might have. We might have.
I'm
Let's
down to
go.
try
Yeah.
that.
No, I don't want to try it. I don't want to try it
What
anymore.
about for the Cleveland Guardians? Did Michael Brantley ever have 100 RBIs?
Oh,
I'm down to try it. I don't
could have
know.
been sneaky.
Oh,
That's okay.
I
I guess
appreciate you
like
rolling with it.
Comey would have been maybe.
oh, classic. Oh, classic. There he is. Oh, Bobby Witt.
Acuna's a
Damn,
miss.
Bobby Witt. Yeah, Acuna was a pretty bad one. I was gonna say Albies, but I don't know if he ever actually got 30 stolen bases.
Do you guys know who George Brett is?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
he's
the Kansas City guy.
He's probably the
Chase,
Kansas
I know
City's greatest.
that.
He's probably
But,
the
like, he
greatest
has,
player
like-
ever.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
got the pine tar incident, Ryan. You ever see where he like goes ham and gets upset?
It's like an all-time freak out.
Yeah.
Oh, I kind of want to see it now.
Doesn't he hit a home run and then they're like they check his thing and then he's like flipping out?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a Hall of Famer,
Oh,
Ryan. He's got he's got a ton
basically
of
the Kansas City guy's legit. If
Yeah.
that's a good way to
Yeah.
describe him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's got 305 career average and an 88.6 WAR. That might be like top 5 third baseman all time, honestly.
Oh my gosh.
Might be close.
All right. Well,
All
we need to
right.
get one person for tonight.
Yeah. All right, you guys ready? We'll try the basketball.
Oh, I'm so ready. I'm finally not going to choke.
All the Spurs though.
Oh. Yeah, but I think isn't Rudy Gay in this one? With the Spurs Jazz.
Yeah, he is.
And David West with the Pelicans.
David West play on the
I think he-
Pelicans?
And the Pacers. Did
Oh,
he
and
The
play on
Pacers, he
yeah.
definitely played. Yeah, the Pacers actually definitely. Gosh, Ben, when you type
Nice.
in West,
I almost went Delonte.
Spurs Pelicans. Can you put David
Bucks?
West again?
who,
Who?
Chase?
Can you put David West twice?
Pacers, Bucks, Malcolm Brogdon,
Yeah.
right?
And yeah.
It's probably gonna be 800%.
Bucks Jazz. Ew.
Did one of the Bogdanoviches play on the Bucks at all?
Didn't
Did Joe Ingles?
Oh, Joe Ingles. Yeah, Joe Ingles.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Thanks, Ryan. Nice.
Funny.
Oh,
Tank.
Pesky Pelicans.
Bro, what are the Pelicans doing in here?
Pelicans. We gotta think about this for a second.
Who's their current roster right now? I know
Yeah.
the third is just garbage names, and it's gonna annoy me if we pull it up.
Zion, Ingram, and CJ McCollum are like their big three. I don't know if Jose Alvarado is still there.
If anyone's
Purely-
watching right now, feel free to chime in.
Why don't we go
Yeah.
through the All-Stars? Let's knock out the All-Stars. I got no comments from YouTube. I'm actually on it.
I got nothing from Instagram either.
Let's go through the All-Stars.
There's no degenerates who are betting any Pelicans games that can just drop a name for us. I can't.
Wait,
believe
wasn't Anthony Davis was an All-Star
Oh yeah,
Yep.
put him.
for the Pelicans? Oh,
Yeah, let's
DeMarcus
go- let's get-
Cousins What about Boogie? Was he ever on the Bucks?
Oh, he might have had a stint on the Bucks.
Oh yeah, I
But
think
we'll save it.
Was Boogie though the one that wasn't there someone that we looked at and he had a picture, but he never actually played on that team or something?
Oh yes. But I don't know if it was
Could.
Boogie or not. Get your other All-Stars out of the way. Go with I don't know, Reggie Miller for the Pacers.
Can you do Donovan Mitchell for the Jazz?
Yeah, that's a good one.
That is a good one, Chase.
Jeez, what tight.
Hey, better than
Nice.
me.
Okay, we're cooking. We're
We're
cooking.
close. Who had some time on the Pelicans? They had players. They had you know who played on the Pelicans and the Bucks? It's that guy that was really good. He was from Europe and he
Oh my
left in
God.
his prime.
Mirotic?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nikola Mirotic.
Oh,
Chase, what a pull.
Oh,
What a
nice.
pull.
just when you said that random European guy, I was like, oh my God, I know who this is.
How did you
oh wait, you know who else did was Drew Holiday.
Oh,
yeah, it's a mess.
true.
That's a mess.
I mean,
But-
I just realized
Mirotic
that
is
he
better. Mirotic is so much
Mirotic
better.
is definitely better.
Chase, I can't believe you remember Mirotic. He was a baller. Oh my gosh! All right, we can do this. We can do this. We're so close.
All right, let's think.
There's
Um,
definitely somebody who
Freaking Spurs.
did Zach Randolph ever play on the Spurs?
Nuts.
Did he ever play on the Pelicans, or am I just thinking he played on the Pelicans?
I just know him as the Grizzlies and maybe the Kings.
That's
I don't
true.
think he did.
Trying
Oh
to
boy.
think. This is gonna Pelicans. Rondo went through there at one point. Chris
Trying to think of some
Paul.
randos. Monte Ellis never played on either team.
I'm
Who's
sure-
a guard? Who was like a Spurs guard that played with them outside of like Patty Mills and
Pelicans drafted.
Danny
Who was
Green.
their top pick in like the early 2010s? The dude that was really good. Did he ever play on the Spurs? What's his face? Tyreek Evans. Did he
Oh,
ever-
Tyreek Evans. Oh, Ben, that could be it. That might be the
I have
money
no
maker.
idea. at
No,
all
No,
if
he
played.
might have.
I think Tyreek Evans is from Philly too.
I don't
kinda wanna
remember him
go with
playing with
Tyreek
Spurs.
Evans.
I'm just throwing out names.
He might have had a stint, Ben. I don't
I
know
don't
who
know.
else we're gonna.
Wait, did they
pull.
make a trade?
Chase?
I thought they made a trade last year.
Chase, that is your staple. That is your staple.
I know it's my
grade.
go-to.
That's your
It
go-to.
usually happens.
But it's probably
I don't know.
true.
Yeah.
I kind of like Tyreek Evans.
I don't know. I can't think of anyone else.
I like it, Ben. I feel like there's a
I don't-
chance.
I don't ever remember him playing for the Spurs, but I'll
Well,
do
let's
it.
see how long he played.
No.
Oh, Ben, you just pulled the
Oh,
trigger.
David West.
Damn it! Oh, George Hill. Damn it. He probably would have fit in that bottom bracket too.
There's only 25 answers. Let's take a look at it quick.
Bro, how do we always use the right guy on the wrong spot?
Oh,
Oh, Marco Bellinelli. Oh my God.
let's take a look at it quick here.
Marco Bellinelli was one of the guards you were thinking of.
Damn it.
Who we got?
Why do the Pelicans have to be so useless?
Dante
Josh Richardson.
Cunningham.
Stanley Johnson.
Josh Richardson.
Marco
Garrett
Bellinelli
Temple.
was it. That was the
Yeah, that was definitely it.
was
This
the
was
guard.
this was a tough one. This was not an
Oh,
easy one.
Devontae Graham? What the
Let's
hell?
keep seeing Ben Simmons.
I know. All right.
Some names
well,
though: Alonzo G, Speedy Claxton,
Yeah.
Pops. Don't forget about
What's
Pops.
Speedy- Speedy Claxton doing? Oh, Phillies. Did you know Speedy Claxton was a Sixer?
I did not.
Wow, he played in 01, 02.
He's a good
Oh
immaculate
my
good guy. Look
gosh,
at
he's
this.
played on everybody's. Oh, he went from
Dang.
the New Orleans Hornets. What's NOK?
Oh,
Oh,
why do they put it like that?
When were they the Oklahoma City Hornets?
I did not know that.
What?
Wait,
Wait.
did they? What?
So they just went for 2 years. They were that way. Just 2 years from 2009.
Oh, you know
Yeah.
why? It's Hurricane Katrina. They didn't have anywhere to play.
Oh, really? Was that
Yeah.
that?
05.
That wasn't 2009, wasn't it? Because wasn't that when the
Yeah,
Saints won the
Katrina was later. Yeah.
Super Bowl?
Oh, I thought it was in 2005.
I have to look up when
That's weird.
Hurricane
OKC
was.
really was pushing for a team. What the heck?
Because, yeah, I remember the Saints had to play in, like, Houston or something.
Well, no, 2005 is when it was. What the heck am I thinking of?
There was definitely another hurricane in 2009. The Haitian
No,
earthquake
sure.
was 2009.
I cannot believe
Oh my
Katrina
God.
was that long ago.
Yeah. So
I
yeah,
don't
that's
know why
your
they
right, Jake.
moved. Oh, yeah.
Jeez, that's crazy.
So OKC got a little taste and then they wanted more.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right. It
All
looks
right,
like we're
well,
about at a
good.
10 to 15 second delay. So I know football, we might get some people. So we'll have to
Okay.
stay true.
Oh, okay.
You know what they should also do sometime? Put the player's face and you have to name the team.
Chase, that's intense.
That would be hard.
Kind of like that idea.
All right. It's not up yet. It just popped up
Oh,
on
God.
our socials.
Brandon Marshall, Giants, Broncos. Brandon Marshall, the wide receiver. Not the inside linebacker.
Oh, Chase.
Yeah.
You know which one? Is it the top one?
I think it's 06 to 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. Honestly.
Well, they should put the position next to their name.
The
Yeah.
name really sketchy with some of these when the dates are so close.
Well, I know. I think Brandon Marshall and the other Brandon Marshall played on the Broncos at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah, we should
classic.
record on Sunday when they do football grid number 200. I bet you it's going to be a fun one.
Oh, it better
Oh,
be.
yeah, we should. Yo, I know it's obvious, but Bills, Broncos, Von Miller.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Did Mike Evans only one team.
Oh, I knew it. I was waiting for you to say that.
I was gonna talk about when we were doing the Spotify just the podcast, just Mike Evans to the Chiefs would be an insane move.
Oh, I don't want that.
No, I don't either, but that'd be like Brady getting Moss.
Eli for the Giants.
Did he get drafted somewhere else or no?
Eli?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he
Not
never
really.
played there.
Okay.
Lindsay said, Lindsay said Daniel Jones, but we already put Eli.
Oh, sorry. I picked a better
I
kid.
didn't even get that comment on YouTube.
It's
Is
on
that from
Instagram.
Instagram?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Put Josh Allen for the Bills.
Is Fitzpatrick anywhere?
Oh yeah, Broncos, Jesus. Buccaneers, Washington, right?
Yep.
He's definitely Bills, Washington. Oh yeah, there
Broncos,
it is.
Buccaneers, John Lynch.
Oh, that's a good one, Chase.
Little throwback. He's probably going to be the most popular, but that's the only person I could think of.
Who's the 49ers chairman? What's that guy's name?
That's
Or
John
their
Lynch.
GM.
Chairman.
Their
No, that's
GM.
John Lynch.
Yeah, it's John Lynch.
The same guy?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Washington, Giants, Jamison Crowder. Oh wait, he could also fit on the Bills too.
Really?
Yeah. Right? He was on the Giants, and we're making this up.
I have no idea. Probably.
And he was on the Bills, right? He was on the Bills this year, I think. I don't know why I'm tricking myself out. Put him in there. Plug him in. Washington Giants. Do it. Oh, wait. I think I might have a better one. This is just for a better score, my idea.
Okay.
Do Dominique Rogers come? Oh wait, no. Actually, scrap it. Just do Jameson Crowder.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure Dominique Rogers Cromartie might be on that list.
Oh,
You want to try Cromartie now?
Yeah.
Is that
Wait,
you spell it?
Chase, Ben,
no.
that is not
Rogers
him.
Cromartie.
Oh, yeah.
Who were you about to click on? You got to do the hyphen after Rogers, and then it'll come up.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Ben, go back. Yes.
Oh, that hit.
What the hell? I guess. All right, maybe it was the Bills I was thinking of. Oh, Landon Collins. Damn it. God damn it.
What was the percent on the Oh,
Bro.
nice, Chase. 1%.
Yeah, I'm glad I made up for it with the 1%er, but
Yo, what if it was Bills? Go Bills Commanders to see if Jamison Crowder was on there.
1,000%. I'll bet my left nut on it.
Oh my gosh, that's a huge. Oh, Case Keenum and
Case Keenum.
Antonio. Well, that's not the Antonio Brown then.
Tashard Choice. Oh, former Cowboy running back.
I do not remember him on the Cowboys.
Jamison Crowder.
Jamison Crowder.
God damn.
Oh, dang it, Chase. We were so close. Good
Such
hit,
a
though.
bummer.
I wouldn't have gotten anything.
Good hit. Yeah.
Ugh.
Nice. All right. Well, I think we'll end it on that. We've been going live for a while, but we appreciate everyone who's still here, everyone who's been watching and listening this whole time. And we're excited for our next episode 50, big one, and we're gonna be live all together.
Yeah, we had to make up for last week. That's why we tanked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're gonna find out who gets the Golden Rose.
That's true.
Just kidding.
Oh, I thought it was like, is this some Bachelor talk?
No.
No.
Or maybe.
Should we end it or should we do one last quick duck race?
Okay, let's do a duck race. We're already here.
Wait,
Already here.
yo, you never asked the one guy about a segment.
Well, he can just relax.
And that's what we said we were gonna do with the duck race.
Well, this time we're gonna figure it out. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We got. Oh wait, I'm not even sharing my screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just see you and Chase.
No, that's cool. All right, are we sharing now? So we're gonna do. See, can we do this
On Saturday? We should have one running the entire show.
Holy
Just 1
smoke.
hour duck race on a different stream.
That's true.
No, the duck race gets more streams. What is this?
All right, we got 50 ducks. We each have to guess. We each get one number, and anyone else can get a number.
All right.
And if
Oh, I
anyone
like
in the
that.
podcast, if anyone gets it, we'll come up with a prize on Saturday. We'll announce what the prize is.
You get one Golden Rose.
Yeah, you get one duck. So comments right now, we'll give you guys like 15, 20 seconds. Put a duck number that you want. And if your number wins, we're going to get you guys a prize. And we'll all three of us get one too.
But I still want you to reach out to that person and ask them
I
to
will.
give us a
I will.
segment.
I'll reach out. Well, to be fair, I was going to reach out, and then we never had our actual podcast.
That
so
was
then,
partially on me getting sick.
yeah, but I will reach out to him before Saturday to try to do that. So we got 3 numbers taken. So we got a number 6, a number 4, number 7 are all taken. That's from
I
Lindsay,
wish I knew which one.
Bill, and Louise. Not Louise, but Julia. Louise, if Louise wants a number and she's still up, she can have one.
Oh, yeah.
Who got numbers so far?
Lindsay, Jill, and Julia. But I said if Louise
Okay.
wants a number, she gets a number too.
I'm gonna try.
And its numbers 1 through 50.
1 through 50.
I'm trying to guess the Oh, you got the you can't close. I'm trying to guess which one is that dinosaur thing. So I'm gonna guess 42 and hope that that's that duck.
All right.
That's my number.
So Ryan.
My number.
All right. So Ryan's 42. I'm gonna be 31. And then Chase, what are you gonna be?
I'm going to be 29.
Oh, there it
29.
was.
Yeah.
And do you have these numbers written down?
Yeah, I just put it into our comment section just for our own purposes. And
All right.
I'm gonna do the one duck. I'm gonna do a shuffle one time too, so you're not gonna know exactly where your duck is.
Oh. I love it.
All right.
All right, 30 seconds. Last comments. We'll give another like 10 seconds, and then we're gonna go.
Yeah, give it
All
a
right, we're
couple
gonna do
more.
one shuffle. Oh, duck number 9 is right in front. All right,
On the pole
3,
position.
2, 1. We're going.
Oh, come on, baby. I still don't even know what duck mine is. Oh, I see mine. Mine's the
All right, we got
alien.
38 and 17. I don't know what
Oh.
unicorn duck that is. I can't see the number.
Oh,
13.
what's number 47? What is that? A rooster?
I don't know, but 17 is just taking this race.
Oh, I like number 8.
Look
Number 8's the Rob Halford duck.
Oh my gosh,
from
there's a
Judas
couple ducks
Priest.
just coming in hot.
Oh my gosh, it's ending abruptly. Number 44. Oh,
Wow.
no. There's
Number
no-
44.
Oh
All right,
my
so
gosh.
let's see
old
who's
number
duck.
50.
Number 50 got second.
Was it 4 and 6? Weren't the numbers? Number 4 got number 6.
6, 4, and 7 were the 3 numbers. So 4 got 6. 7 got 14th. Oh, I'm 24th. Chase is 27th. What's
All right.
Ryan say?
42.
Oh, there's 41st place down there.
Oh my god.
And then 6 got 47. So that was a tough race.
Tough race.
No
for sure.
winners this week, I guess.
That was a lot of ducks. That was too many ducks. I don't even know where mine was half the time.
I don't think I saw number 29 at all at any point during the race.
Yo, instead this weekend, instead of horse race, we just do duck race.
Oh, man. Man.
But
yeah.
all right, well, we appreciate everyone for listening, for watching, and we're gonna sign off now because we've been on here for a hot minute. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right, we'll
Stay
see you
tuned
guys
for
on
our
Saturday.
special episode.
Hell yeah, see ya.